I've been talking about a point of view, the Joker's point of view, from which not only our social institutions, but also all the formations of the natural world are seen as games. Be careful of the word game. It doesn't mean as trivialities, because when we say it's just a game, this often means it is just trivial. There can be important games, as when we play the piano or musical instruments. We are not necessarily doing something frivolous, but we are playing. And there is something in the nature of all play that is not serious, but at the same time may be sincere. And I tried to give you the picture of the multiplicity of natural forms on the one hand, and of human social institutions, and all the things that we do and consider important and busy ourselves with as human beings. I tried to give you the point of view from which these can be seen as games, as things being done, as it were, simply for themselves, and not for some ulterior motive. And therefore, these games are in a way best played when they are played as games. Although it's really all right for people to take them seriously, except that they are a little bit deprived. They're missing something. And so when the Joker sees a person taking his life seriously and regarding himself as extremely important, there is something a little bit funny about it, and he is inclined to get the giggles. And it's all he knows, that the very intensity of seriousness with which the individuals concerned are taking these games will be a kind of foil for the subsequent bursting into laughter when he sees that it wasn't serious after all. You see that? You might say there are these classes of people. There are the very far out people and the very far in people. Now, ordinarily we say someone's very far out when they are oddballs, when they are exceedingly unconventional. But I want you to turn the picture round and look as a conventional person, look at a square as a person who's very far out. That is to say, he is so involved in the seriousness of the game he is playing that he is lost. He doesn't know where he started from, and he thinks he's there. But he's completely lost, because he is actually under the cover of his assurance, of his status, of his position in society. He's really a very anxious person.
Pause. Consider what he's saying as far as gangbangers, or Chicago gangbanging, and how you be wrapped up in colors to where you're killed for red or blue, how you be wrapped up for a race, whether you're killed for if it's go up or down. You know what I'm saying? And consider a person from Arkansas who don't even, well, Kansas or fucking Canada, who don't know nothing about it. And he comes to America, particularly Chicago, Monroe, Central, anywhere you want to pick it, the Holy City. And he said, why they killing each other? What's going on? Oh, that's a different gang. Gang, where he throw his hands up like this, and if he throw his hands up like that, that mean kill him. And a person from another country be like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like that.
I said a lot yesterday about the way in which our society shows anxiety because it cannot permit the existence of people who don't belong. And it cannot really permit the criticism of laughter. It cannot permit the presence of the old-fashioned court jester. Because these people are so far out. They're so involved, and from a certain standpoint, you see, from the Joker's standpoint, he doesn't condemn such people. He rather congratulates them on their heroism for getting so lost and involved. But to keep the far-out people from going quite insane, there have to be far-in people. And the far-in people are those who keep contact with the original goings-on behind the scenes. They are like the prompter in the theater, where there are the actors out on the stage, relying on their memories, etc., and they're supposed to get completely involved in the play. But there's a concealed prompter with the script in front of him. And he is the connection of the actor on the stage with the green room behind the stage. And you see in this dramatic analogy of the universe, the green room is the central point, the still point of the turning world. The green room is how God is when he's back home, not involved in all these games, and takes off the mask. See, on the Hindu theory that everybody is a mask of God. Like a wonderful line in one of Chesterton's poems. And now a great thing in the street seems any human nod, where move in strange democracy the million masks of God. The million masks of the Joker, because the Joker is the player, the trick player, who plays ultimately the great trick on himself. So really, there can be no resentment about this. Nobody to blame, nobody to turn around to in the end and say, you bastard, you did this to me. Because it's always you who are ultimately responsible.
Remember that.
So, this prompter, you see, keeps the actor on the stage in touch with the green room. And so there are certain people in the world who might be a kind of a priesthood sometimes, although priesthoods are apt to become corrupt and square. But a kind of people in the know. There always has to be somebody around in the know. So that, as it were, the wheel of society and of existence, the wheel of the squirrel cage, the wheel of the rat race, can have an axle firmly planted. And at the center then there have to be the far-in people. So this is the domain of jokers. Now, having developed that side of the...
Now let's start off when he said the Joker. The Joker is like Victor Corvinus, and and we call him Hood X literature, or Godspeed literature. Victor Corvinus, the Joker, and NBA YoungBoy. We can even use him with that, that makeup. And what usually correlates to happening is the Joker mentality, or Victor Corvinus, the vampire. I'd rather be a prey than being preyed upon. You know what I'm saying? Like that is Jesus had the sandals on back in the day, and his lesson was to teach about the sandals. Like, man, come on, man, think about the brother, man. They wasn't thinking about none of that shit. It was me. So he brought the idea of the brother, man. Like, what would God do? Would God be smiling or frowning? That was Jesus. He said, so you mean tell me if I want that apple, I know it's not my apple. Instead of just taking it and then we fight. If you want to fight, the strongest survive. I can ask for it. And he might just give it to me. Yeah, that's what Jesus said. Try to ask before you take. Okay. But now times we can't. We still doing it Jesus. We still got the sandals on. We still, so to speak, say like this: you're a good person, spiritual, good in nature. And Jesus' idea, you want to help people. So in these times you're good in nature, you want to help people. Me personally, I always find myself getting into it with people by helping people. I don't understand how that go, but it started off as me saying, okay, this brother may need my help here, that, assist, whatever. And I do it, but in the middle of that, it turned into some whole other shit where I'm like, wait. So I have to go back to time travel in my mind and say, how did I get here? I didn't wake up to get into it with motherfuckers. My whole intention was to help as many people as I can, if I can. But some type of way I wind up getting into it. We wind up not talking, we wind up not agreeing. And it's like, what kind of shit is this? But anyway, what I did realize is I'm running around with the Fred Hampton spirit, you know what I'm saying? brotherly love, no matter what, you know what I'm saying, red, blue, black, or white, you know what I'm saying. And at the same time, I'm assuming that brothers feel the same way about me, which ain't true, you know what I'm saying. Just like in King Arthur, everybody, she told her brother, big brother who was king, he was just became king, young man, look, nigga, big bro, everybody around you got their own kingdoms in the back of their eyes. I want y'all to listen to that, their own kingdoms in the back of their eyes, meaning they sitting there with you, but and they act like they right there with you, but at the same time they got their own ideas, own aspirations, and own ways they want to come up off of you. So while you thinking they dedicated fully to you, they got their own kingdom in the back of their mind. You know what I'm saying? So I thought, brotherly love, but I ain't realized people don't know how to take that because ain't nobody finna say, okay, nigga, what you need me to do? Nobody finna do that. So when a motherfucker do it, it kind of throw them off, but they like, all right, let's roll, let's do this. But then they get lost in the trap, not the trap, but the sauce, the situation, not a trap. The trap, it is a trap because it's a game being played on us. But the idea that there is no God, so this nigga must be sweet. There is no God, so this nigga must be sweet because if they believe in God, then they'll know, okay, it manifests through you, through me, through him. This man believes this man got God in him, this God. So they would respect it and we would always be okay, your friends. But when they take your kindness for weakness, it's sort of say there is no God, so this nigga must be sweet. Cause ain't nobody gonna do no shit like this, and I wouldn't do no shit like that. So this nigga must be like a little retarded. No, it's called taking your kindness for weakness. So what happens is you start twitching. Like what the fuck? Like Ruger say, if I say what's really on my mind, then I'm gonna let them demons fly. So I hold a lot of shit back, and I play the role. So when you looking at, like he said, a mask, yeah, you looking at the mask, which is the Joker, the mask. I don't take that off. So I hear everything you say, all your intentions, your mind. I get to hear everything. And then I take it home. I don't even let you know, because I was once told, don't let a nigga know that he talking too much, because then he'll stop talking too much and start talking another way. So just let him talk too much. You see what I'm saying? And then you calculate it when you get to the crib. So I'm sitting there, you like, helping people, and all of a sudden, jump off the porch. Now you know what I'm saying, in this situation. And you say, well, I ain't even have to jump off the motherfucking porch. Well, I do is time travel, justify the actions. How did I get here? Did I need a motherfucker or did a motherfucker need me? I didn't need a motherfucker. They called me up, picked up the phone, and now, okay, cool. So, motherfucker take my kindness for weakness. So we roll. So we roll. We roll. I'm giving examples. There's no examples, but I'm giving a statement, the real life shit. But we roll, right? Now, when you get to the sandals, you gotta think Jesus let Judas walk his ass up to the cross. Hmm. Pray for your enemies, die for y'all sins, right, right. That means give your life for something other than yourself, meaning is be thoughtful, motherfucker. So we got that part. We got the thoughtful. We got the, I love my, I love it. This is my family, this is my people. We got that. The be thoughtful. We got that. Now, there's another thing going with it, that the idea that Jesus let Judas walk his ass to the cross. Hmm. Do you want to do that? No. Okay, so now you take the sandals off and put the Timbs on. We ain't on that today. God ain't on that because God want to look down and know that his God bodies and God is protecting themselves and just as ruthless as the wolves. You know what I'm saying? Be a sheep amongst wolves. Still be God body, but get your wolf on. So we got the Joker. Motherfucker picking on, he start laughing to keep from crying. That's how it start off. I gotta laugh to keep from crying. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, fuck this. Fuck this. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that sandal shit, letting motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna fully turn, but I'm gonna turn. You see what I'm saying? So fuck this. You ain't walking me to no cross. I'm putting these Timbs on. Anybody come around, they gonna catch it. I got the itchy too. But we talking about God. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta do it like that. And that's the symbology of NBA young boy. I'm up here trying to do what I gotta do, take care of you motherfuckers gonna turn me evil. And so I go, you start putting on the makeup, the Joker. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta think about what makes a villain. When you go back to a lot of villain stories, these motherfuckers was tortured. You know what I'm saying? So what makes a villain? And that's the ideal of Victor Corvinus. You know what I'm saying? I taste your blood tastes stale. And I don't mean bite your ass. I mean when you talking, you releasing oxygen. And as you releasing oxygen, and as I'm breathing this shit in and it's going in through my mind. You know what I'm saying? So I taste a lot of niggas' blood, the shit be stale. They ain't talking about shit. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, instead of sitting there, well, The moon, the stars, and the sun is the most beautiful thing on the earth. And do you know that the Masons practice 33 degrees? You know, trying to teach all this fucking knowledge, calling myself helping people, and just, I want to help, I want to help, I want all that shit. No, I'm gonna sit right here with you. And then I'm gonna, anytime I iterate, you know, we ain't gonna, it ain't trying to teach a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? You just become the book. And if a nigga open the door for you to put it out there, then you put it out there. But fuck all that. It's about protecting yourself now, taking the motherfucking sandals off, putting them Timbs on, and watching your back. And just off the way you move, nothing's gonna come to you. But you still got to be a wolf. Just like Training Day, you got to be a wolf. You know what I'm saying? If I was in the car with Denzel, see, that's the sandal shit. Hit that. What's the name? Nigga, I don't want to hit it. Hit it. I don't want. That's, you know, hitting it. No, that's the sandals. That's the sheep. You know, Jesus. You know, let me walk me to my cross. That's the perfect example. Training Day was Jesus being walked to the cross by Judas. And so, what Victor say, or the Joker, nigga, I ain't hitting shit, nigga. And I smack the dog shit out of you for talking to me like I'm a whole ass nigga, like I'm a pulley. What you think he gonna straighten up? Oh, okay, okay. See what I'm saying? So, like I say, we're gonna get back to Alan Watts. And this is not Jesus with the sandals on. This Jesus with the Timbs, meaning is you got to be a warrior in these motherfucking times, especially now. You know what I'm saying? And ain't no more sitting back. What could I put it? How could I put it? It ain't really being selfish, but it's don't let go of the ego. Put the ego back. Or if you still got it, you can never let it go because it's your mode of personality in this 3D reality. So keep the ego, but control it. But at the same time, it feels good. It feels good because the most wickedest motherfucker seem to live the longest time.
The Joker, the person who sees through the social institutions as games. I went on in the second session to discuss another aspect of the Joker as the sly man, in comparison with the monk, the fakir, and the yogi, who undertake, all those three, undertake in certain different ways disciplines which have the intent of releasing them from their karma. The individual, in other words, challenges his involvement, his attachments, his limitations, his finitude, and endeavors to overcome it.
Jesus with the Timbs.
But in each of these three cases, the individual involved stirs up an immense opposition.
Mm-hmm.
Because he serves notice upon the devil, or shall we say upon his karmic creditors, that he is about to leave town.
Karmic creditors, or the devil. We got no karma is real. So karmic creditors is the devil, meaning is when you do some bullshit, or when you live bullshit, or when you think bullshit, that shit coming back, and it's on the devil how he gonna bring it back to you. So we gonna call it. And I don't owe. I mean, I'm out of debt. You know what I'm saying? Because I learned early. Do unto others as you want done unto yourself. So I learned early, do not create bad karma. Do you know what's right and wrong? If you don't know, ask yourself, is God smiling on this shit you on right now or frowning? And if he's smiling, you're clearing out your karma. Then when you clear out your karma, the good come right back. Now you got good things happen. But when you know he's frowning and you do the bullshit anyway, here come the devil. What you want me to do, God? Not too much, you know what I'm saying? That's a brother, a spiritual brother. Not too much, but just, let the motherfucker know. You ain't got to do that, act like that, like that.
And so all the creditors come rushing to the door. All his past sins catch up with him. And the devil lays his temptations in the way all the more thoroughly. So that the sly man is the one who, when he is going to leave town, does so instantaneously without any prior announcement. And so in this way there is, shall we say, a cunning manner of becoming a Buddha.
Pause. What he just said now. I want y'all listening. When he said leave town without notice, I changed, and I instantly changed. I mean, I don't say shit about it. I damn near just barely don't think it, but I think it. I don't say shit. I don't tell nobody. Just do it. Don't tell your brothers your dreams that they're gonna throw your ass in the well some type of way. Satan can hear your thoughts, and the most powerful thoughts are like, I'm gonna stop smoking this or drinking that. He already, I got you. I got you. I got you. Shh. Leave out of town quick. Don't say shit. He'll be still fucking around up here. You been gone. Quit playing with us. Godspeed, Pomatic, Ice Water Supreme, Iceberg, it's all a dream. And for my boy Zed, if you're listening to
And
this,
that is to become one instantly,
this is your
without
vocals for
any
your music.
preparation or warning whatsoever. This is why Zen is called the sudden school, and why Satori is a sudden awakening. Because it has to be done without the slightest warning. Now, but then I pointed out that the moment you have any idea about doing this, you've already ceased to be sudden. That is to say, the moment you seek for some spiritual attainment, which is becoming a Buddha, becoming awakened, becoming released, getting in there, you've already served notice upon your creditors.
Go.
So that somehow or other, you find that you have to do it without intending to do it.
There you go.
And that is a double bind.
Living in the now.
Which you impose upon yourself when you say, I must find a way of doing this spontaneously. That's the old basic double bind. You must be spontaneous. You are commanded, or you command yourself to do something which is acceptable only if it happens spontaneously. Then you think about that and say, well, what a fix that is.
Living in the now.
Saying,
living in the now, being in the now, become the observer of your own life, in your life. You're alive. You're alive. If you was dead, you would wish you was alive. You're alive. It's an experience. First, you upload the subconscious, which is the hard drive with positive memories and positive thoughts. And then you release the negative thoughts. Negative thoughts. And the reason you do it in that order, because if you release the negative thoughts first, it's a void with a shadow. You know what I'm saying? So if you put in the positive thoughts, they'll push the negative thoughts right out. And then now there's no void or shadow. Living in the now. Become the observer.
I must be surprised, and I'm going to lay plans to surprise myself. So, by going through this, you discover naturally that can't be done. You can't surprise yourself on purpose. Yet that's what you have to do.
How you do that? Hold on. Surprise yourself on purpose.
So what about it? You come to a state of total paralysis. You're stuck. The one thing that is terribly important to be done can't be done. It has to happen. It really does if you're earnest about this. You want to get out of the trap.
Yeah.
But you can't do anything about it, either actively or passively. But then as you begin to see what you are doing all the time, you notice a very odd fact, which is that you can't help being spontaneous. If I say to you, good morning, and you say good morning, what is that? Did you plan this answer? Did you make preparations to grow your hair? Do you make decisions about having blue eyes? You see, about breathing? Is this all planned? About beating your heart? And what about your thinking? Even if it's very blocked thinking, even if you feel from a certain point of view that you're all mixed up, what is going on anyway? You see, you can't stop it. It's like trying to, we were discussing the Gurdjieff thing yesterday, the self-remembering exercise. The attempt to live completely in the present.
Hmm.
Well, that's not only a Gurdjieff idea, that's a very ancient yoga and Buddhist discipline.
You're alive. You're alive. You're alive. You're alive. I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm upset. I mean, I'm thinking about something that happened. You're not alive. I'm angry. I'm angry. Whatever. And my mind is conducting my reality and my mentality right now. What is that? I don't see it. I don't see it no fucking well. But wait, you see it? Oh, it's up here. Okay. So you keeping this that happened back there. Well, don't even exist no more up here as a stored memory to create how you're gonna act in this present time. So if you live in the past, present, or future, it's confusing, not living the now. Erase all of that shit and enjoy the moment of interaction and reaction. You know what I'm talking about, man?
Be completely here and now. But of course, as you pursue this, you discover you can't do it. Because you couldn't even, know where to go shopping unless you made plans and started thinking about the future. So you couldn't move. But then you discover, you see, that in the long run, there's nothing to think about except the here and now. There really isn't anything else. Because even when you make plans for the future and you remember the past, you're doing it all in the present. Your memory is a present activity. There's no way of not being self-remembering and having presence of mind. So when you discover that, there's nothing left to you but to have a good laugh. Well now,
The Joker, have a good
I
laugh.
want to develop to a greater extent something I only touched on yesterday afternoon when we were discussing anxiety and laughter and the relationship between the two. I suggested that anxiety and laughter are really the same phenomenon, but seen from different points of view. As we all know, we can have shudders of horror and shudders of delight.
I gotta laugh to keep from crying. It's your boy Poemoe, and I'm out. I hope you got a message. Subscribe, share, like. If y'all wonder where I've been on the mountain. I'm back. You know what I'm saying? I got my 3D effects on, you know how that go, you know what I'm saying, that spiritual stuff, really work, you know what I'm saying, and God put it into 3D regulatory for me, and I've been, you know what I'm saying, playing with the new toys, you know what I'm saying, God, can I, he said, yeah, and then you been working, go play with your toys, your G.I. Joes and shit, you know what I'm saying, take a couple days off, to God, but just like I said, it's Poemoe, a.k.a. Ice Water, a.k.a. Iceberg, roll rims through the suburb, get it right, we out, whoa, we out.